These vehicles, for some reason, are some of the hardest vehicles to detail. That is the mom van. As a professional detailer, not only is this a ton of territory that we have to cover, but sometimes they're the most neglected. I didn't realize that those were silver. Now, I'm not here to judge. As a busy mom of two, I totally get why washing your vehicle sometimes isn't the highest priority on your to-do list. It's probably been quite some time since this vehicle was washed, so today we've got our work cut out for us. So we are doing just an exterior wash on this minivan. This is actually, you wouldn't know it, it's a white van, and we're gonna bring it back to white. This is quite possibly the dirtiest wheels that I have cleaned in probably 7 years. I'm actually looking forward to cleaning them. I normally hate cleaning tires and wheels, but when they're this dirty, you're gonna get that really satisfying transformation. I think that's why I like detailing so much. There is a lot of road film, a lot of tar, and more than likely, once we get all of the dirt off of it, we're probably gonna see some rail dust. It's hard to kind of see, but if we were to come through here, wow, is that road film really stained on there? Hopefully we don't have to polish this thing. But you can see right here, when I come in and rub this, you can see it's removing a lot of the dirt that's on the paint, but we have what's called rail dust, these little orange spots. Every vehicle is going to have this, but it can show up really well on a white colored vehicle, obviously. But if we don't remove this, eventually that could pit and turn to rust. But we definitely want to remove all of the dirt, the rail dust, the tar, the film that's on this paint. So let's go ahead and get started. This is gonna be hopefully a really good transformation. So Jamie and Eddie from Detail Co. sent me their entire product line to test out and review. They sent them to me back in the fall, and this is actually the first time that I'm unboxing them and getting to work with them really extensively for the first time. So you guys are going to be able to see what my first experience was like working with Detail Co. I'm really excited to test them out more in the future. The more I've worked with these products, the more impressed I am, not only with their cleaning capabilities, their scents, their price point. For today, we're going to take a closer look at 3 specific products. So let's go ahead and put these products to work. You'll see here the solution for all exterior needs. This powerful citrus degreaser cleans tires, removes bugs, and can even soften tar. It actually has D-limonene within it, so that's why it's good at even removing tar. Use neat for dirty jobs. I actually asked Jamie, I said, what does neat mean? He said they actually just kind of made that up because they were tired of people saying undiluted. But use neat for dirty jobs, 3-to-1 for medium strength jobs, and 5-to-1 for maintenance jobs. So this product isn't necessarily designed to clean wheels. It's more dedicated as a tire cleaner or a road film remover. But we're going to test it out on our wheels as well because of the amount of dirt and film that is on them. At a full strength potency, you can see it is actually melting the brake dust right off of the surface. I can see all of that tire bloom dripping off of the tire as well. It's actually turning our brake dust to almost liquid tar. So really satisfying to see how well it's cleaning. We're going to come in with the pressure washer, and if we were to try to touchless clean our tires and wheels at full strength, you can see it makes quite a dent on the amount of dirt and grime that is on the surface. So that way, when I come in with my brushes, there's less dirt on the surface and less risk of scratching the finish. Now, they do not state that this is a wheel cleaner, so this is an off-label use. I am testing this beyond the parameters that they recommend. I want to see how this can compete against a dedicated wheel cleaner. This is Vonix Izer. This is a color-changing formula. It will react with the brake dust. That's why we see that purple reaction on our Izer side. We don't see that on our BDE side. Can instantly see all that browning kind of dripping off. It did punch through that light layer of brake dust. We still have a lot of heavy brake dust deep within here. It's going to need some agitation. This is not going to be the scenario where I can do a contactless cleaning on these wheels. Now, typically when we've got a heavy amount of dirt on our wheels and tires, I will clean with brushes. But when we've got a heavy buildup of dirt like this, I will pre-treat them with our chemical and do a high pressure rinse to knock down the dirt. So I do feel like, let's bring you in closer, we might actually have to do a heavy agitation. Some of this might actually be pitted into the clear coat or have stained it. And that can just happen when you haven't cleaned in quite some time. But what was able to be removed without agitation, both of them cleaned very, very well. I feel like the Izers is maybe a little bit more cleaning, but it is a dedicated wheel cleaner, so give that the advantage. So you have the convenience of a tire and wheel cleaner with the Detail Co. Versus something that's more of a dedicated wheel cleaner. Obviously, you're still gonna have to follow up with a separate product. So something to think about. I just wanted to kind of see how that product would compare to one of my favorites. So we've just skimmed the surface of what BDE can do for tires and wheels. Let's go ahead and see what it can do for bugs. Seconds after applying BDE full strength, you can see the bug guts are melting and dripping off of the paint. This is just going to soften them and make it a lot easier to use your high pressure water to rinse them away, so that way you don't have to scrub aggressively. Now the trick with using products like this is even application. You want to make sure that you are evenly applying it all over the surface, so that way you don't have kind of an uneven appearance at the end. And I'll quickly demonstrate that for you guys on this panel. We'll evenly apply it on the left and then sporadically apply it on the right. And make you cough just a little bit. So yes, it is a little bit of a pungent cleaner, so just make sure you have proper ventilation. Y'all are seeing that, right? The areas where we didn't apply evenly, you can see we have some streaks, but the left where we applied evenly, we have no issues. Now, if you follow this channel for a while, you know that one of my favorite pre-treaters for road film is Dark Fury from Superior Products. I want to see how this compares to one of my favorites. For those that have never used Dark Fury, the surfactants within it give it that brown color. That's actually not it reacting with the dirt on the panel. So you can see on our BDE side, it is melting the film and the dirt off of the paint. On our Dark Fury side, doing very similar, but it's kind of hard to see with that brown surfactant within it. But let's go ahead and rinse. So I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I'm pretty sure BDE Neat has outperformed Dark Fury. Now this is 5-to-1. It's not straight. I would never use it neat. You could potentially stain the paint, and you can potentially stain the paint 5-to-1. It's a really strong cleaner. So this is definitely going to be more expensive, more affordable, but I do believe it actually removed a lot of the road film better, and the tar as well. I still have some pockets of tar here. It didn't touch the heavy stuff down here, but road film, tar, grime, I think this actually beat my favorite. The issue is cost comparison. Obviously this is going to be more affordable. At 5-to-1, you're not going to beat that. But for those of you that aren't looking to buy a gallon of a product and dilute it, just want something ready to use that's going to perform, BDE. As of the date of this video, I didn't have access to their hard wash or their acid wash, which are their high pH and low pH soaps. So for today, we're going to be working with their soft wash, which is their pH neutral soap. Let's see. What's it smell like? Ooh. Ooh. That smells really, really good. It's like juicy fruit. We're going to go a little bit heavier. Do the same. Let's see what kind of foam we got. Yowzes, that was quick. And holy crap, is that slick. My hands were black too from all of the brake dust, and they're clean now. Just the suds cleaned my hands. That is really, really nice. Slick soap. It feels very similar to like the Pure soap, which is one of my favorites. Can it clean as good as Pure though? That's fun. Now that I've taken a quick look at how these products perform and know what to expect, let's go ahead and actually put them to use. In full transparency, these wheels were severely neglected. I think BDE shines as a tire cleaner, a bug and dirt remover on painted surfaces. It did an exceptional job at punching through heavy amounts of dirt. But on wheels like this that were sorely neglected, we actually needed more like an acid-based cleaner to work through all of this dirt. So we did a preliminary cleaning with our BDE. I noticed that we were struggling a little bit with that caked on dirt. So now we're going to actually work with their iron remover to see if this can give us a little bit more punch at working through some of this stuff. I was actually blown away with the smell of their iron remover. You actually don't smell an iron remover. It smells like the beach. It smells like coconuts or pina colada. It just has a very unique, distinct smell. Most iron removers are going to smell like eggs and sulfur. I think the iron remover did a little bit better job of punching through some of that caked on brake dust, but we still were struggling. So that's where I just brought out Koshemi's, their acid-based wheel cleaner. This is actually a pH of 0. It's the strongest wheel cleaner I have, and even that was struggling on these wheels. I know sometimes we see these reviews and people say it's the best ever. That's a really great tire cleaner and a really good wheel cleaner. I think one of the more powerful 2-in-1 cleaners that I've seen. So for that, I would rather, if we're going to have a 2-in-1 cleaner, sometimes they're really great on wheels but not so great on tires. I'd actually rather have a better tire cleaner in something that just gives me cleaning punch for wheels. The degreaser is going to be able to remove and handle all of that heavy grime. But all in all, very long review for BDE. That's about where we're going to land on the tires and wheels, because unfortunately the customer's not paying for me to polish them. They just want a wash, clay, and wax. So we've been at least been able to remove probably, if not months, years of brake dust. But at some point maintenance is really going to be what the customer needs to work on to prevent this from kind of becoming bigger damage. Now, because as a professional detailer, time is money, and I'm always going to try to find the most effective product that's going to be the most affordable, we're going to clean our wheels with our Koshemi Acid Wheel Cleaner, our tires with the BDE, and then for our pre-soak, we're going to use our Dark Fury at the 5-to-1 dilution ratio. It worked just as well as BDE at full strength, but is a little bit more affordable. I did end up purchasing, though, a gallon of BDE to be able to dilute it and play around with dilution ratios in the future. So make sure you guys stay tuned to see what the different dilution ratios can do for you guys. Now that we've removed the heavy amount of dirt with our Dark Fury, we can come in and foam on our soft wash to do our contact wash. It's nice, thick foam. It smells yummy. Really, really yummy. So we had activated this soap like 10 minutes ago, and you can see going in and out our mitt. We're actually reactivating all of our suds. I like to see that. I can feel immediate lubrication with the mitt. And as much as I'm sure BDE would do a fantastic job at pre-treating, with the amount of dirt that we have on here, I would have gone through that entire bottle. So just do yourself a favor, buy a gallon of it. I think that's what I'm going to have to do if I want to test it more extensively. For a pH neutral contact wash, it's doing a great job at cleaning. I think honestly, this is one of my favorite soaps right now. I like Pure for its lubricity, and this is just as lubricious as Pure, but it smells so good, and it cleans really well. It's just gliding over the surface. We have white paint under here, y'all. It's cleaning really well. You can see our soap is still there. I may have found my everyday contact wash soap. That is a good soap. I know it's a soap, but it's a really good soap. You can actually see where I washed and where I didn't wash. Just how clean our paint is. We actually have a white van again. The soap smells fantastic, really slick, cleans really well. Some pH neutral soaps kind of lack the cleaning capabilities that you might need if your vehicle is a little dirtier. So the fact that this can be safe for coated vehicles, but it can handle tough jobs like this, really, really good soap. One of my favorites that I've tried in a while. So needless to say, I'm a little impressed by the soap, how well it cleaned. We do have some rail dust though, so the customer is actually coming in an hour to pick up his vehicle. And I really want to try out their ceramic sealant, but after speaking with Jamie, he did say that there's a little bit of I don't want to say a learning curve, but it's not just a simple wipe on, wipe off, because we're just looking for kind of 3 to 4 months of protection, quick and easy. We're gonna do an iron remover treatment, we're going to do a clay towel treatment to decontaminate the paint, and then we're gonna actually apply hydrographene ceramic spray coating. It's just a simple spray and rinse product. It should last 3 to 4 months because we're looking for quick, easy convenience at this point, but we will revisit their ceramic sealant in the future, so stay tuned for that. I know that we'd said we were gonna get to that, but just for the sake of time, I don't want to rush through my experience and sharing that with you guys, so I'm gonna play with it a little bit more, become familiar with it, and that way I can pass on anything that I learn with that product. So definitely stay tuned, but I'm excited to test it out. But we're going to test out the iron remover next and see how it can work on this paint. But I'm actually not dreading it because we go from a fantastic smelling soap to, oddly enough, a fantastic smelling iron remover. So let's go to the beach. We're gonna start off on the trunk because typically that's where you're gonna get the most amount of reactions. And yeah, it's like a pina colada smell. I don't really smell that egg smell at all. I can see a little bit of liquid leaking down. It is, for the most part, it looks, let me see, what color is that? So it looks like a clear solution. Some of them are purple to start, some of them are blue, some of them are green. Looks like we have a clear solution. I am starting to see some reactions. A lot of rail dust. It is a thinner product, so you can see it's just kind of dripping off. It says iron remover and wheel cleaner. We tested it on the wheels. It was okay. Designed to provide superior lubrication for wheel brushes or clay towels to remove heavy iron deposits in a safe manner. I can feel actually lubricity. Let's see a panel. That's dry. We can see we're starting to get some reactions. Let me bring you in closer. It's not like a heavy reactant, but I am seeing some reactions. So you can see we've got a lot of reactions going on. It's not like a heavy reactant. There are some that will make this entire back end purple. And honestly, they're really heavy in residues, products that do that. And then you end up chasing a lot of it on your driveway trying to rinse it off. So the fact that this goes on clear, we're seeing all of our reactions here. Need to clean that a little bit better with a detail brush. Definitely the longer it sits, the more reactions I am picking up. And this just goes to show you, we did a contact wash. It looked clean. Didn't see a ton of rail dust, to be quite honest. But just because you can't see it, it's like God, doesn't mean it's not there. So this helps indicate our rail dust to show areas that maybe you need to do a little bit of a more thorough clay towel treatment. I can see where some of our product is drying up. So we're just gonna do a quick clay towel treatment. Now we've got the DIY clay towel. We're using their neutral wash as a lubricant as well. Fold in fours. And you don't really wanna like press hard. You're just basically using your hand to hold the clay towel and just glide over the surface. Do our glass real quick. I'm just gonna assume, because I could see it drying up on our paint, you don't wanna use this product in direct sunlight, ideally if you can avoid it, and you don't wanna let it dry on there. That's common with most iron removers, but that made quick work of that. And I'm seeing no rail dust deposits on our paint. So we are kind of strapped for time, and I'm happy to see that this helped this process go a little bit faster. And it looks like it rinses away very quickly. I don't see like I'm chasing a lot of residue. So this checks all the boxes for me realistically. Scent, fantastic. I think it honestly is the best smelling iron remover that I have worked with. I've not worked with every single one in the market, but the ones I have, this is the best scent. Really nice lubrication. We've got a nice purple reaction. We had a long enough work time to be able to work for a larger panel. It worked, and we don't have a lot of heavy residue afterwards. So this checks literally every box for me in an iron remover. I don't want them to be the best, but so far, majority of the products that I've used from them are definitely holding up to the expectations that I had for this brand.
Now, because I am a little rushed on this detail, I'm using the iron remover with my clay towel. I typically will do that before ceramic coating. I don't always use an iron remover when I do a clay towel treatment, but because we had more stubborn rail dust, when you use an iron remover, it helps break the chemical bond that the rail dust has with the paint and makes your clay towel process faster and more effective. And so this was able to allow me to quickly cut through all of the contaminants on the paint, rinsed everything off, and we now have a silky smooth surface, decontaminated. All of that film is gone. We do not have to polish. Now we can go ahead and apply our hydrographene ceramic spray coating. Now, this is not an actual ceramic coating. I know some people get products like these confused with ceramic coatings, but this is a ceramic spray coating. By far, one of the easiest ways to protect your vehicle. Always start off with a wet panel, spray your product on the panel, and immediately rinse with your pressure washer. And just as easy as that, you've protected your paint.
Work from one side and push the product over with your water. You can do the fine mist if you want. I like to do the straight stream sometimes because I just feel like I get it on the panel faster. I know Ivan from DIY Detail, their quick beats, he'll tell you to spray from the bottom at a 45-degree angle. But with this product, I actually like to either spray from one side and work my way over, or start at the top, spray, and then spray down and let kind of gravity help spread some of the product.
Products like this are instantaneously gratifying, and you can clearly see where you've protected and where you haven't protected your paint by the hydrophobic. So if you see that it's not hydrophobic, just go back over it.
You can use this with a hose, but I find the pressure from a pressure washer does a better job at kind of activating it because this is water activated. But you'll notice we have really, really tight beads.
Pro tip with this product, for best results, I recommend using this on a vehicle that has been fully decontaminated, and you can actually use this to refresh their ceramic coating. If you try to use this on a dirty vehicle, you'll notice the hydrophobics don't look quite as tight, but on a decontaminated panel like this, we can get hydrophobics that look almost similar to their professional grade ceramic coating. But we finished protecting our paint, rinsed everything off, dried it thoroughly with our blower, and here's the end result after doing our wash, clay, and seal. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this in-depth look at what some of the Detail Co products can do, and it's clear that they can handle even some of the nastiest jobs out there. This was definitely a challenging detail, and we were able to get everything nice and clean for the customer in a short period of time. I did actually find out that their ceramic sealant, I could have used it in a similar way as the McKee's 37 hydrographene as a spray and rinse product. So we'll definitely be testing that product out in the future. But our paint is nice and silky smooth, clean, protected, white and bright, and the customer was extremely happy when they came to pick it up.
So on our MiniVan, after using the Detail Co products, I have to say what I've tested so far, it works really, really well. Like really, really well. The scents are all spot on. The BDE can take a little bit of your breath away, but it works extremely well. It did a better job at removing road film than my favorite Dark Fury. Would I say it is the strongest wheel cleaner? No, but it did a fantastic job at deep cleaning our tires and removing a good bulk of the dirt on our wheels. We ended up having to use pretty much a pH of 0 as straight up acid on these wheels just to make a dent. So that's not to this product's discredit, but we will be testing it in the future on like a normal soiled wheel. This was probably one of the worst that I've seen. So if you have like years worth of brake dust, you might need something stronger. But if you have normal soiling on a tire and wheel, this should be more than sufficient to handle it. Did a great job on bugs, road film, etc. So Bugs Dirt and Exterior does exactly what it needs to do. Cleans really well. I can't wait to test it at its diluted ratios, but at its neat ratio, did a really great job. Iron Remover kind of blew me away with the scent. It's thinner, you don't have a ton of residue, worked really well, nice purple reaction. So I think honestly this is one of my favorite scented iron removers on the market. This will probably be one of the ones that I reach for just because it didn't like kick me in the butt with the scent. Honestly, we had a couple of customers here and I was like, do you smell anything? And they're like, we can't smell anything. Normally my husband can really smell it. In fact, he smelled the Iser. He didn't smell this. So that is a win. But I think the star of the show was the neutral soap. This is one of my favorite soaps. Fantastic scent, kind of still in that beachy theme. Really, really nice lubrication, great cleaning capabilities, foam and suds that just kind of reactivating itself every time you put your mitt in the bucket. So for those of you that are looking for products to maintain the exterior of your vehicle with, just a good old contact wash, chemical decon, and a tire wheel cleaner or pre-treatment, we're going to put the links to these products down below. You can pick them up over at House of Rags. You can use code A2D10 to be able to save 10% off for those of you that want to try them for yourself. I'm excited to test out the rest of their products in the future. So for those of you that have questions about these products or you want a closer look at a specific product from Detail Co., let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. But thank you guys for watching and for tuning in. Hopefully you've enjoyed me sharing with you guys my experience. If you have, make sure you give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and we will see you guys in the very next detail.